Guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to another First Division preview show. We've got Athlone and Treaty down, Keith, on Friday. We've got three games on Friday, one game on a Saturday evening. Just a quick one on Waterford and Cork, Keith, because obviously Gavin now gave a good review on that Cork-Waterford game, I should say, at Turner's Cross. And, we'll talk a little bit about maybe what that means. But it's just funny the way, Keith, we were kind of saying that Cork a couple of weeks ago were on the cusp of you felt like they could almost run away with it to a degree. A couple of home results later, and they're obviously 4 points clear still, so they're in a good position. But just from the feelings, maybe they started to believe that a little bit. Who knows? I don't know. But 4 points in it now. They'll be disappointed with the result last night because Waterford were down to 10 so early in the game. But they do gain a point technically in Galway. But it just keeps the levels of interest high still, doesn't it? That's the good thing from our point of view.
Yeah, from our point of view it is. From Cork's point of view, obviously, there's going to be worry there. Look, this league kind of makes a mockery of the analysis and the previews and the reviews we do because, as you said, Cork had it wrapped up. I thought of Cork. It's a bit mad because with Galway losing last week and Cork losing, if Cork had won, they extended their lead. And then they go into the game on Monday with a bit of hope that they can stretch the lead again. Waterford go down to 10 men after 10 minutes, and you say, "No, that's it, game over, league over," and the game ends up 0-0. So, I don't think I'm going to predict anything from now until the end of the season. It's just up and down. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, you're right. Athlone take on Treaty on Friday night there, and Treaty obviously had a great result last time out. They're fifth in the league in 36 points, and they're 4 points above Wexford. So, they'd be looking to going into this game against an Athlone side that, had a resurgence of a bit of form, I think, about a month ago, but they've gone back to tight big time since. So, Treaty've got to target this game and look at it, and hopefully, from their point of view, get a win and maybe even push up on Longford, really.
Yeah, looking at Treaty, they've 5 wins in 6 games now. It's good run of form. They're 4 points ahead of Wexford, obviously, in the playoffs. So, as you said, I don't think anything other than a win would suffice here for Treaty. They have to target this game. Athlone are struggling at the bottom. Their last 3 games, they've lost 6-1, 5-1 and 3-1. Fairness, Athlone, I've said it before, they always score. They do always score, so they're always a threat on the counter-attack. But looking at the results this season with Treaty and Athlone, there's been a 1-1 in Lissywullen, and then obviously Treaty have won both games at home. So I don't think anything but a win here is good enough for Treaty. Yeah, given how bad Athlone have been this season.
Given that to beat Cork City, you want to back that up and beat Athlone, don't you? To be fair as well, but I agree with you. I do think Treaty will win this 2-1.
Yeah, I think they'll go 2-1 as well. I think it'll be a tight-ish game, but I think they'll have too much for Athlone.
Yeah, absolutely. Cork Derby, another one. Cobh Ramblers against Cork, interesting fixture. Last 3 times they've met have been a goal in it, all for Cork. Obviously met recently in the Cup as well, tight game. Fair to say, all the pressures on Cork. 2 games in a row now where Cork actually haven't hit the back of the net. It's another interesting point because we talk about how they've got goals all over the team. They have goals all over the team. Be interesting to see from Cork's point of view if this is just a case of a couple of iffy results which can happen, or is it the start of an actual bit of a wobble? That's going to be the interesting thing. And obviously, if they go to Cobh and win, that's huge from their point of view because they're still top, as I mentioned before. They're still 4 clear, but they won't get anything easy down in Cobh. That's for sure.
No, absolutely. And as I said, the Cup game sticks out a mile, doesn't it? A few weeks ago, it was only 1-0 reversal. So, I don't know. I said it's Gavin. The Treaty result on Friday, is that what Cork needed? Bit of a kick up the backside. And then they go and draw Waterford. It's a mini crisis, isn't it, really? They haven't scored in 2 games and they've been scoring goals for fun all season. So, look, they're still 4 points ahead. All they need to do now is worry about their own results. And if they get their own results between now and the end of the season, the league title is theirs. So, I think Cobh, they had a good result last week against Wexford 2-2, but
Yes.
I mean they've had their results have been up and down, and a couple of those results have been a bit of a flash in the pan, haven't they? They bet Bray a few weeks ago and then lost twice and then get the result in Wexford. So yeah, I think Cork by 3 here.
I'm thinking carefully. I think I'm going to go for a draw. Surprise draw here. I don't know if I feel them. 1-1. I go for 1-1. Yeah. Galway take on Bray Wanderers named DC Park. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Bray have done okay there, haven't they? In the last, they've done okay there in the last number of years, haven't they? This season, I think, and I know Galway beat them 2-0 actually earlier on, which was the last result. But a few results before that, I don't think were too bad for Bray. Their worst results have been actually at home to Galway, haven't they? 5-1 and a 3-1, for example, this season. So obviously Galway have had all the wins when we talk about this season. And the simple fact is, wish Cork shown a small wobble, if you want to call it a wobble, a couple of games without winning. Galway do have to win this game, and you'd expect them to beat Bray Wanderers, to be fair, wouldn't you, the way things are at Bray at the moment, to be honest?
Yeah, the way things are at Bray at the moment, you'd expect to come to a win. And you're right, Bray do have a reasonably good record in Galway. They obviously won the playoff there last season, but Bray have 1 win in 10. Galway be kicking themselves a little bit with the result last week against Waterford, but Stephen Walsh is still scoring goals from. He's still top goal scorer in the division. The only thing is, I'm not sure what Conor Cormac, he was sent off last week, so whether he'll be playing or not, and who comes in to replace him, maybe Bassin Heary. Galway are too strong. They'll have too much, and Bray's season is kind of filling out now, and it's almost like they just want to. You'd normally say go on to sunbeds, but obviously it ends in the winter, so it's like they just want the season to end now, and with 7 games to go. Their heart doesn't seem to be in it anymore, unfortunately.
Galway win?
Yeah, I think so. I think 2, maybe 3-0. I don't think Bray have a lot going forward. Darragh Lynch has tried this season, but when you don't have the
score, which is a strange one to think, isn't it?
Yeah, Darragh, if he gets a chance, he'll test the keeper. He definitely will test the keeper, but you have to get the people to provide you with the assists and whatever, So, but unfortunately, that's not happened. And the Bray team has changed a lot in the last 6-7 weeks. You could have 2 changes one week, 4 changes another week, 6 changes another week. It's crazy how it goes, but and in fairness to the management, they are trying. And they have said that they are trying to kind of get things back in a bit of a respectable that the fans actually respect, that they're actually trying to get results, but it hasn't worked out, unfortunately. And 3-0 Galway, I think very comfortable.
Yeah. Rob Manley probably getting the score sheet as well. No Bray's look.
That's what I'm worried about.
Exactly. Longford Town taking on Wexford FC, 4th and 6th in the league. Longford 6 points behind Waterford and 6 points above Treaty. They're just in that zone, I guess. Wexford doing very well, actually. They've won defeat. I think they've won defeat in 11, actually. I think it's won defeat in 11, I'm pretty sure. But they'll be a little disappointed with the Cobh result because they wouldn't have envisaged Treaty winning in Cork as well. So you would have looked at it and said there's more of a chance of Wexford will gain and Treaty the other way around. So results kind of were disappointing for them last week in that respect. But they'd be going to Longford, still not an easy place to go to Longford and get a result, is it? So, it's a difficult one. Maybe the most difficult one to judge at the weekend, potentially.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go for a draw here. I think Wexford are, as you said, they're in reasonably good form. Bit of a disappointment last week against Cobh, 2-2, and obviously with Treaty, they stretched their lead. It's funny, I think Wexford need to go here and target a win. I don't think anything less will suffice, because with Treaty playing Athlone, they'll stretch their lead, and then Wexford, they're playing catch up. They'll probably go at least 6 points behind, So look, Longford are Mr. Inconsistent, aren't they? I'm just looking at their since the 10th of June, 2 draws, a loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. So,
I'd say some of those wins against the bigger teams, are they? I think so.
Yeah, Galway, and
they drew with Cork as well, didn't they?
Cork, that's right, yeah. So you just don't know what Longford are going to show up.
Yeah.
If you get the Longford that showed up against Bray, they'll get a win because they were pretty good against Bray. And Adeyemo has since he came in, he really is firing on all cylinders. And even Sam Verdon, who I've been critical of, and Darren Clark has come in from Crumlin United as well, and he played quite well last Friday as well. So Longford, they're probably safe enough for a playoff spot. I think a draw here, Keith, and I think it'll be a high scoring draw too. All.
Yeah, I'm going for a draw as well, but lower scoring. I'll go 1-1. Just before we finish up, Keith, maybe just talk quickly about Waterford FC and potentially been taken over again. Fleetwood Town owner Andy Piley, I think that's how you say it, has struck a deal in principle to take full control of First Division club Waterford City. Obviously, he's an Englishman. He was at the RSE for their win over Galway on Friday and was attending the trip to Cork as well. So, we're expecting something in the next, 48 hours, roughly, something really official there. But looks like he's definitely purchasing the club from Richard Forrest. It's interesting because it's Waterford for start, but they should do all or nothing in Waterford, shouldn't they, really, rather than Arsenal. But Richard Forrest obviously took over, do you know what I mean, the club, and from Power, and hasn't been there really long. And, I don't know, I don't know what the plan was for him to be there, because it's a short ownership. We're talking about 2 years, around 2 years, maybe, the ownership there. It's another Englishman coming in, or in a consortium from England as well. Like, the way with Power, you had the Swindon thing. Here you have the what do you call it, Fleetwood thing as well. So it's tough. It's tough to kind of judge these kind of things as well. But there's other things about courtroom. He's involved in courtroom battles, and they're due to stand trial on October 10th, following denial of 2 counts of running the business with the intention of defrauding creditors. And look, that he might be completely innocent, by the way.
Of course.
But it's just, I don't know, it just feels like with Waterford, like, can it not be smooth? What's your overall thoughts, like early thoughts, I guess, really, more than anything?
I don't know what to say, Keith, to be honest, because that's 3 different owners from the UK. Or what must the Waterford fans be thinking? Like, it's almost like, oh, here we go again. We need to start again.
There is word that he'll bring a lot of investment, but we had that from the last 2 chairmen as well, and they have been a full-time club as it is. So it's not as if, do you know what I mean? But I'm just a bit nervous and uncertain.
And they'll have the link with Fleetwood. They'll probably get loan players, like they have with the previous owner. I don't know, and it is worrying when we hear of a court case and they're allegedly defrauding creditors and stuff. But as you said, innocent till proven guilty. So that'll be a worry for Waterford fans as well. They'll want a steady ship. They don't want any of this hassle coming into their club. Who would? So we'll see how that goes. But you'd wonder what all these owners from the UK see in Waterford. What makes
Waterford like
an attractive? What makes them attractive to them? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Exactly. It's not even that like there's something wrong with Waterford. Like, it's like they shouldn't be attracted to them. But it's always constant English type business owners that are looking into Waterford. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to maybe other clubs and things like that. So is it maybe that Waterford are always fragile in terms of being available, if you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. It is a very strange one, isn't it? But it'll be interesting.
Waterford, in fairness, Waterford do have a rich history. I mean, they've played Manchester United in the European Cup over the years and stuff. So they do have a rich history. And look, their fan base, when they're going well, is quite good, in fairness to them. When things start going the other way and start going south, you don't get as many at the ground. So let's, fingers crossed, this guy does what he said he's going to do, and he'll invest in the club. And the unfortunate thing is that Waterford don't own the ground, obviously, so they're kind of piggybacking on I'm not sure who owns it, Waterford County Council or whatever.
Council, yeah, the local council.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. If it'll only be good for the league if he brings investment and then he puts some money into Waterford, and then Waterford will obviously try and get back to the Premier Division.
Yeah, but exactly, just before we wrap up there, it's good if he has a plan as well, because we've seen too many owners come in and they spend a bit of money and maybe they get bored. And is there an actual coherent plan? And like, what was the plan the purpose of Richard Forrest taking over? I'm kind of thinking now as well. I don't really get it. Do you remember that time as well? And he put himself in with the fans and everything, with the jeans, and look at me, I'm a normal guy and all. And then there was the crack with Bircham and that, and he's been very quiet since, actually. You know, and you're just looking at things like that, because I'm very suspicious of things like that. Like, you know, remember Mike Ashley in Newcastle at the start, he was in this Newcastle jersey, and I'm one of the fans. I'm always suspicious of a chairman that kind of thinks they're one of the fans, so to speak, you know. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. You know, from Waterford's point of view, it's all right having new owners, as I said, with loads of money, but you need a coherent plan, a plan of 3 years, a plan of 5 years, whatever the plan is. And sorry, I'm doing a video. I've got my earphones out. Hang on 2 seconds, just about to wrap up. So yeah, Keith, it's always interesting. So we'll see what happens there, and you know, looking forward to it. It'll be interesting to see what Waterford fans actually think on this. So we'll leave it there, guys. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit your bell notification button, and let us know what you think in the comments. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
See you, Keith.